Okay, Craig Smith here with Seph, Fontane, Pennock, and we have another question on meaning from our mailing list, and this one comes from Ed, and Ed says, is meaning internal, in brackets, what is important to me, or is it external, what I can do to impact others, and what to do when a sense of apathy sets in for either viewpoint? It's a great question.
Great question indeed, and this is something we've touched upon earlier on the importance of defining what meaning means. And I think for every question that we'll try to approach and answer to, this will come up. So in this case, Ed is asking whether it's internal or external. Well, I don't ever see meaning as something external, because it's always about the relationship that you have with something else, with something external or with internal thoughts you have. So it's very much a subjective relationship, if you will. There is no external meaning out there, outside somewhere, that's not a part of someone's subjective perception. So regarding the external part, I would definitely dismiss that, but maybe that's not how Ed means the word external, because in brackets he says, what I can do to impact others. And I wouldn't call that external by any stretch of the imagination. That's definitely something internal as well, because it's about what you can do to impact others. So oftentimes the questions that are being asked are not the right questions. And this is not to judge people, of course, because it's an incredibly complicated subject matter. But the questions we ask are very important. And the better questions we ask, the better answers we can find. Or of course, we can find out that there are no answers at all to this question. So can you tell me the latter part of the question again?
Yeah, absolutely. So referring to the internal and external, what do you do when a sense of apathy sets in for either viewpoint?
So what apathy means is a lack of interest, a lack of zest, a lack of enthusiasm. So we can regard apathy as synonymous with meaninglessness, right? That kind of makes it easy. So first he says, like, is meaning something important to me? And what if things in my life turn out to be meaningless? Or what if I experience a sense of meaninglessness in life? That's really what the question comes down to, now that we've dismissed that external part. So what you have in life, you basically have two currencies, I usually call it. And one of them is time, and the other one is attention. Because you can pay attention to something, and you can spend time on something. And these words, paying and spending, it's really interesting that they go together with time and attention, because it tells us something about the nature of time and attention, which is it's actually something that you have, a resource that you have that you can invest. And when it comes to meaning, to me at least, from what I've seen, it's all about investing these resources well. So investing your time in the right way and paying attention in the right way. So if things have turned out to be meaningless in your life at some point, then it's a good idea to take another look at how you are spending your time and what you're paying attention to. So if you take a look at how you're spending your time currently, maybe you find out that you're working 80 or 90 hours a week, and that is not an optimal situation for you. You would like to spend more time with your family, with friends, more time on your hobbies or passions outside of work, but you are not. And if you take a look at at what you are paying attention to, then you might find out that maybe you're paying a lot of attention to a couple of the negative things in your life without being very grateful for the positive, or without even noticing all of the positive things in your life. So this focus that people develop when it comes to how what they're paying attention to in life is crucial as well, because perception is reality. And when it comes to meaning, a big part of meaning is actually about perception, about how you perceive reality, how you make sense of what is happening in your life. That is the part of meaning that has to do with interpretation, not just of what people are saying, but also of events. The cognitive faculty of your mind that is trying to fit everything that's happening into your narrative of your life. So let's get back to the question a little bit before we get deeper into the nature of perception. What if apathy sets in? What if that sense of meaninglessness sets in? I would argue, well, then it's a time to reflect on how you're spending your time and what you're paying attention to.
Yeah. So in that context, we can see meaninglessness as almost a warning sign, something to act upon.
Absolutely. You could also say it's feedback of some sort that you're getting, right? It's like emotions. Maybe you could even call a sense of meaninglessness an emotion of some sort, or a feeling of some sort. But whether it's an emotion or a feeling, or more of a, of course, a cognitive insight that translates to emotions or feelings, and they always influence each other. I think it's definitely feedback, and I think it's actionable feedback as well. But the question is, what kind of action do you have to take? And there is no clear-cut answer to this, because it differs from case to case, and the whole context of the person's life matters here. So this is one of the things that you're doing in therapy, of course, is that you're trying to get a sense of the context of a person's life and how they are perceiving certain things in life that trouble them. And once you understand someone's perception of an event, or of obsessive thoughts, or of a certain behavior of themselves or of another person, then you can start to work on that with that person.